Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a past the doctor. I got a 6th sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chain. Can't control me. I got the power.
This is the Indie Kid. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Thanks for joining me, guys. Go review some basketball. We're going to call some spades tonight. We're going to get right into it. We're going to take away some of Rick Barnes' comments. We're going to address those, and we're going to expand on those comments as well. Before we get into that, though, smash that like button. If you haven't already and you like the content, subscribe for any further updates about any content that's dropping, any videos. There's going to be transfer portal videos throughout the week. Boogie's been hot and heavy on that. Again, I've said it on my last couple videos. If you want the best coverage of the transfer portal around, it is right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network, courtesy of Boogie Bentley. Now, let's get into it. Guys, feel free to leave me a comment on this one. Rick Barnes yesterday. Tennessee loses 79-67. Another game that I feel was winnable. Tennessee got down by 20 at one point, cut it to 5, couldn't finish the deal. But just another abysmal offensive effort. And the talking point with all this, the big talking point coming out of all of it was Rick Barnes' post-game comments. Rocky Top Insider, of course, their article sums it up. Rick Barnes pulls no punches after LSU loss. And here's the comments that had it. He was frustrated with his team's turnovers and free throw shooting. Tennessee got to the free throw line 37 times yesterday, and they normally average 13.2 per game. So something changed with their driving, with just being more aggressive getting there. But John Fulkerson earned Rick Barnes' criticism. So I'm going to read what he said. I'm going to read my thoughts, and then I'm going to expand on it. So Barnes said, we need John to help us, or he needs to step aside. I'm telling you, we need him. We've talked to him enough about it. He needs to come out and know how people are playing him. He can't stand there with the team. We talked about all week. He's going to reach, grab, poke at the ball, and let the ball stay away from his body. We keep talking to him about it. He plays too vertical. You've got to get down. Again, I think it gets down to him needing to play tougher and harder. I'm not going to say more physical because we're not asking him to do that, but we are asking him to do what he needs to do to get into space and play. But defensively and rebounding-wise, he has to do that. If he does nothing but do that, it'll help us. And then it was asked, is Barnes dealing with COVID or Fulkerson dealing with fatigue from COVID? Barnes said he didn't know. However, if he was and continues to play at the level he did last year, the Vols would have to turn in another direction. So, interesting comment from Rick Barnes. Since Fulkerson's return from COVID, he got benched against Ole Miss in the second half. He only played 17 minutes against LSU last night. I can't say I disagree with Rick Barnes on this. I can't say I disagree with him because we saw Fulkerson dominate against Arizona. That was really his big game of the year. He's had some okay moments throughout the season, but overall, the Fulkerson for 2 years ago, we thought maybe he was back in that Arizona game. Been non-existent, basically, the next 2 games. But I don't think that comment only applies to John Fulkerson. I'm going to look at where else we go with that one. 1 of 7 field goals 1 of 7 3-pointers yesterday. 27 minutes, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Probably the second the second guy with the most experience on the team, that's Josiah Jordan James. I would say that's going to apply to him as well. I like him. I liked it last year at the end of the year. He was the guy kind of saying, this is on me that this happened and stuff. Well, here's where the flaw in his game is. He took 7 shots, all 7 of them 3-pointers. He is content to sit out and shoot, not drive. This guy is made. He is built to be that guy that can get inside and wreak havoc. This guy that can get in and make things happen. He's not playing to his game. Not sure if that's his fault. Not sure if that's Rick Barnes' fault. But Josiah Jordan James' game needs to change to help this team. If his game doesn't change, this is another guy I think needs to go the same way as John Fulkerson, step aside if we're going that route. Not saying these guys are done. I don't think that. But if this is the production this team is getting out of your 2 most veteran guys, you can put some young guys in to do just as good, if not better. I mean, I'm looking at the minutes from yesterday. Olivier Calmois, 31. Fulkerson, 17. Vescovy, 34. Kennedy Chandler, 37. A little better game for him yesterday. 19 points. Got to the free throw line yesterday, made some things happen. That's the game we need out of Kennedy Chandler. Vescovy did his thing. But, I mean, 3 out of 7 field goals, they were all 3-pointers. Again, this team is so reliant on the 3-point shot that it's insane. Josiah Jordan James, 27 minutes. And it wasn't defense. This was probably Tennessee's worst defensive effort in the season. This is a team that ranks number 2 in defensive efficiency. Only 2, the team that they played yesterday. They had open looks. They missed them. LSU had one of their better offensive performances because they ranked 84th in offensive efficiency coming in. So what they did against the second defensive team was pretty telling. Brandon Huntley, Hatfield, 3 minutes. Euros, hats off to him. 12 points, had a big second half, 12 points, 7 boards on. Hats off to this guy for improving. Been critical of him, but he is an improvement. And then Ziegler, 11, Meshack, 6, Powell, 10, Victor Bailey, 8. I've only got a couple minutes left, so the last one, who needs to step up or step aside? That is one Rick Barnes. It's time. This is the 3rd season in a row underachieving. Now, 2 years ago, you had Levante Turner win out unexpectedly. You had COVID. Kind of a wash on that. Last year, underachieved. This year, they're on that same track. Now, could they change it? Doesn't matter what you do on January 8th when the game was played. It matters where you finish. Maybe this team turns it around. But what I look at in this offensive team reminds me of the last Jeremy Pruitt football team. Guys scared to make mistakes. Too worried to make a mistake. They're out there playing scared. This offense is doing the same, other than maybe Vescovy, and I felt Chandler was more like that yesterday. Calmois, somewhat. Rick Barnes is going to have to loosen the strings. He's going to have to let some guys make some mistakes. These guys are afraid to make mistakes, and it's affecting their aggressiveness, how they play. If Rick Barnes is going to ask any player to step up or step aside, he needs to do that himself first. And right now, if this team underachieves again, Rick Barnes needs to think about getting his stuff and heading back to Hickory at the end of this season for good. Because has he reached his ceiling at Tennessee? I don't have a problem with him trying to motivate guys and call them out. I know that's what he's doing with Fulkerson. But Rick Barnes is at that point. He needs to step up or step aside because his offensive game is stuck in the past. It's abysmal. It's a joke. It's embarrassing. I'll come with more stuff on this and expand, and we'll just hit right on Rick Barnes maybe tomorrow on that. But we're 10 minutes in, guys. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Rick Barnes, you make the decision. Are you going to step up or are you going to step aside? My name is the Indy Kid. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. You guys have a good rest of your evening. And go Big Orange.